And without wasting much of our time, let's go straight to the next thing we have here in the program, and that is the next presentation by the next speaker. That is Mr. Kola Olugbode. He will be speaking on from operator to architect, designing a business that works without you. How to transition from doing everything to leading the vision. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, can we please once again put our hands together for Mr. Kola Olugbode as he's coming forward for his own presentation.
Blazing Nigerian entrepreneur and the founder, managing director of Background Check International, BCI, Nigeria's first and leading background screening company, established over 2 decades ago.
Right, apologies. Will be a slight correction in our order of programs we have here. Daddy Fujabi needs to be somewhere shortly, and as such, we wouldn't want to delay him. We want to call him now so that he will be fit to go to where he needs to go. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please celebrate Mr. Abiodun Fujabi as that is coming forward. System over Ozu.
Good morning. So delighted to see your faces here. Did you guys pay to be here? It's free? Wow. Okay, so that's not too good. I would have loved that you pay something so you can feel it. But if they have made it free, I hope you will not allow the fact that you think it's a free largesse, just discard it or think of, will they serve lunch? Because that's what I'm here for. I pay attention, and I hope you will take something out. Somebody asked me and said, how did you become who you are? And I said, it didn't happen in one day, and it didn't happen through one meeting. It didn't happen through one individual, hero, model, or mentor. Little deposits from many people and over a long period of time have combined to make me who I am. And I'm still evolving. For example, I enjoyed Tolua Lashe's presentation, which I met when I came in here. And I would have loved to stay through OAK's presentation and the other person's presentation, but I usually will negotiate my time to a meeting, and I did say I will be here 11 to 11:15, believing that I will leave here by 12:30 so that I can attend to other issues. Two things are very, very important to us in business: team and time. We have heard about systems. Systems will require for you to build a team. And teams don't happen overnight. They are thoughtfully put together. And Proverbs 6:6-8 attest to that. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise, which having no captain, no overseer, no ruler, yet provides our supplies in the summer and gathers our food in the harvest. It is the ability of the ant to build a team, formidable team. There is hardly anything that a group of hands cannot lift up. All they need to do is to find the appropriate system, identify the right strategies, a little bit of automation, as you will find out, and of course, a lot of delegation, because people have different roles to play, and those roles are played effectively. And some of you are straining your back. Can you turn your chairs? I would rather that you turn your chair so you don't break your necks. If you are facing this direction, why don't you turn your chair? Thank you. That's better. Good. Aha. I'm going to Jimmy will leg bear, okay, I will meet directly so we can face each other. Okay, thank you. All right. So, the last time I checked, God has not domiciled all that a man needs in him or her. He gives you bits and pieces of skills, of knowledge, of understanding. Look at when they wanted to build the tabernacle. Moses received the commandment, but he did not have the skills. And God had to anoint those who had the skills to be able to use the skills to build the tabernacle. And guess what? Moses did not have the finances to. And those who had the skills did not have the finances. But there was adequate leadership, a system in place that allowed people to give and to work to achieve the purpose. So there was a vision, there was a system that came as a result of that. And that system brought about a lot of giving and a lot of skills to the end that they had to say, stop. We're no longer interested in money. That's the power of a vision and of a system. But there was a division of labor, so you could see the delegation there. If Moses were to say, I do not need anybody, all I want to do is just take what God has given to me and achieve it. I'm going to learn how to do meta works. Hallelujah. And may the Spirit of the Lord anoint me specially to do that. The guy will have needed to waste so many years. To learn a skill will require purpose, passion, patience, perseverance. And all of these will take time. I'm a public speaker today, but it has taken me years to develop that. Do you know, there was a time when I couldn't look at the audience in the face, and I would be asking, where is the exit? I would be wishing that the ground will open and swallow me. Some people find it difficult to believe that Abiodun Fijabi was once like that, but that is the truth. But then skill. I couldn't pronounce certain words in English by reason of the fact that I came from Central Ibadan, downtown area. Then people began to make jest of me, and then in the process, I began to develop skills. I said, so everybody is making jest of me. I swear to God, I will speak better English than all of you in 2 years. Watch out for me. That is, watch out for me. But that was purpose, passion. And then I deployed a great deal of patience and perseverance in learning. I was learning 10 new words every day. And I was learning to pronounce them. The best compliment I've received was when I finished speaking in the U.S., and a lady walked up to me and said, so when did you attend Harvard? I said 1976 to 81, but it was Harvard of Ife. And then I attended Harvard of Lagos, 80. And then she said, where is, I thought Harvard was in Massachusetts. I said, oh, I'm not talking about your own Harvard here. We have our own Harvard back in Nigeria. So you didn't attend Harvard? Okay, but you must have attended Oxford. I said, no. And I said, I've never spent more than 2 months at any time outside Nigeria in all my life, consistently, without break. That's what I'm saying. So you can imagine if Moses will now say, I want to learn what Oliab and all the others know about making metal work. That will have taken a great deal of time, and the work will have been stalled. All right. Supposing the kid say, look, I want to be the one that will give all the money, all the resources. Hallelujah. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And therefore, he says, I'm going to run businesses, and I'm going to have farmlands that will have a lot of money, and that money will now be poured into God's word. How long do you think it will take to build the tabernacle? So you see, team. And team, people have concluded, means together everyone achieves more. And that's exactly what happened in the building of the tabernacle. And that's what you see in the lives of the ants. The reason why I got married is not just for sex or for me to produce Nigerians. It's also for somebody to come into my life and bring new dimensions of skills, understanding into my life. That has altered my life. Seriously. I am a better man being married. I know some of you are going through your marriages grudgingly. For me, the goal was to allow this girl, who I am 5 years, 2 months, 2 weeks, some indeterminate hours older than, she can call me by my name just so that we can build together a formidable team that will challenge our obstacles and help us to build our lives together and impact the world. If you like what I'm wearing today, I didn't even ask which dress she prepared for me. She just put it somewhere. Put the right shoes there. It's amazing what women do and what men can do when we allow them to be in partnership with us, a team. So you need a team. You might be the only person when you start, and you may want to be a generalist at the time you start your business. That's understandable. But you may be a generalist, don't be a lone ranger. You surround yourself with a team of suppliers. The suppliers are members of, are part of that team, because you're building a system now, okay, that works. All right. Those, there will be primary suppliers, there will be secondary suppliers, there will be the people you supply to, your customers. And you need to understand them as team members that you are trying to build and you're trying to all in this. In my years in business, I've built several teams. I have one, for example, on transportation. In the past, I would drive myself all the time. I still enjoy driving. Enjoy driving in the city of Abeokuta. I love it because our reach helps a great deal. So my time is spent doing the things that are core, not the the last time I bought broom was 100 naira. They are now selling for 105 naira. Somebody is about to cheat me. I don't care about 105 naira, 110 naira, 150 naira. I am not bothered about that. I'm bothered about which is the core. Okay, the engine will cost 25 million naira. 25,000, okay, 250,000 naira. And I know that if I can push that to 200,000, that would be significant. How many brooms will how much saving will I make from brooms to be able to equate 50,000 naira? So you are able to concentrate on core issues. And some of the core issues may be sometimes for you to just sit down and look your wife in the face and talk sweet nonsense. You create time for that too. You create time to watch television with children. You create time when you be in your short and you will just use the lawnmower inside your premises and do some work and come back and refresh your brain. So you need to understand the core. Core addresses the key issues about your business. Now, if you have to do everything, you have to be the driver, you have to be the supplier, you will be the grinder, you will be the person who will do all of these things, then how much time will you have to be able to design the system? How much will you have? How much time will you have for deploying the system that you have built? How much time will you spend, looking at issues that are germane, that are very important and vital to your business? So 2 things we do in order to be able to take advantage of team and time. We automate and we delegate. And those I will address very quickly. I've already addressed them in part. When you have repetitive tasks, it is time for you to automate. When you have to do the same thing again and again, there will be grinding, and after grinding, you will do this, you will do that. And you will have to grind over a long period of time. When you start newly, you might do that. Do the grinding, do all the repetitive work, do all the energy sapping work, but begin to look for how do I automate this so that I won't have to do it myself. So is there a machine that can do that? As somebody sat down and thought of a business to make this happen. I mean, pounded yam, you know the way it is now. I don't eat pounded yam. I would like to eat pounded yam. But I don't have to bother my family again to pound yam using mortar because there are pounding machines that make it easier. And they're as good as when you pound. All right? So why insist like a crazy husband? Say, I want to eat pounded yam 5 times a week, and you must pound it, hallelujah. I've just spoken. Well, if your wife is the very kind one, she will say, okay, all right, and then you will sit down, and then you open the plate, and you find nothing there. How come? Can you hear? That's the nice one. They will tell you plainly that they can't do it in a wise and smart way. But seriously, why would you need to trouble your wife to do that? A lot of automation opportunities are there. Then when you have tasks that require accuracies, like adding things up, you are still using your head. You are still saying, you count a lot of money all the time. And you are still saying, Ejo, eji, eta, erin. Don't make noise. Oh, I've lost count. Let me start again. 1, 2, 3. How long will it take you? Buy a counting machine that will help you to be able to do that, if that's what you do. Okay, all right. People come in and you need to know who has paid for a particular service. And you know how tough it is for First Bank, GT Bank, and all the others to be able to give you instant response. So you want to go to MoneyPoint or Pay, and you want to use their POS, because right there, you'll be able to see the payment. Unlike the other ones that you are looking for, you are waiting. Ìgbà tí a bá rí alert, I deliver goods. All right. Automation has made it easier now for you to get instant response that this has been paid. So for accuracy, also for your accounting, QuickBooks, and all the others are there to help you to be able to know the state of your account at any particular time. And they are accurate. Accurate. So you don't need to bother about that. Then tasks that require rapid responses. I've just mentioned that. But what I mean is this. When you need to respond to a customer's need, and a customer is just coming to you and say, we need this, and then you have a system that will be able to automatically generate a response and be able to say, or our agents are busy at this time, but they will be available to you as soon as possible. That puts a customer's mind at rest. And that gives him the impression that you consider him vital to your operations. In the same way, in order to be able to build your team and free up your time for core issues, you need to delegate. You remember the delegation of Moses. Moses would judge from morning till evening until his father-in-law came and said, this thing that you are doing is not good. Or why don't you delegate? Create teams. Create system that works. All right? So we delegate to free up our time for core assignments. And we delegate when others can do a better job than us. So if somebody can do a better job than myself, why? That's what I'm doing. I know Mokwelala would do a better job choosing the kind of dress that I will wear and the kind of shoe that I will put on. I don't bother. So I was busy trying to go over what I was going to say here. I'm praying and asking the Lord to bless this meeting, and I sent a little note to Tolu Alashe to let him know that I'm praying along with him and that I'm believing God that it will be a great time today. I wouldn't have time to do all that if I have to bother about what will I wear. I know some of my friends are saying that, no, I don't allow my wife to pick my clothes for me. I said, so what do you do? What do you spend your time on? He said, I'm painstaking in the kind of dresses that I want. And I said, good for you. All right, so while you are doing that, I'm thinking on my core areas. But if that is core to you, God bless you. It's just not core to me. Cooking is also not core to me. So I just like to go around once in a while. I just hold my wife behind, hug her like this and say, baby, my goodness, what can I do without you? And as soon as meat will begin to miss in the kitchen, get out of here. And I get out of here. And I go and settle down and do other things that I really love to do, which are core to me. And cooking is core to women because they just love doing it. And I don't want to take that core away from them. So when others can do it better, let them do it. Even if it's going to be at a higher cost. than if you would do it, because it frees up your time. And finally, when you want to be saved when you want to be saved from stress, you don't get too stressed up. I was stressed up in the early days of my life, so I am treating high blood pressure now. I identified that about 10, 12 years ago that I had high blood pressure. So I take medication, and I'm doing well. I do a lot of exercises. But I could have delayed that till much later in life, because I know 70-year-olds who do not have high blood pressure. So don't think it's every 40 years. Once you are over 40, you will have high blood pressure. I know 70-year-olds who do not have high blood pressure. If I learned some of the things that I learned now, I would not allow stress to have, I now do this so that you won't see the white hair. So I scrape. I started doing that 8 years ago when I turned 60. That helps me to be able to look younger. But I'm not as stressed as I used to be 20, 25 years ago, because I have learned what to do. I know when to shut down, and I know when to run. Let me just say in closing, some of my friends said that things are difficult for them now. They are not as strong as they used to be when they were younger. And so they don't get things done well. I said, no. I met Oluwalashe talking about, you are not a good businessman if the business cannot work when you are not there. It's not working when you're not there. I have built systems that work. Some of my systems include relationships for different things. If I need to do something for international passport, there are relationships I can latch on. And I would just call them up. And what I would do for 5 days as a 20, 30-year-old, I do in a few hours now. I said, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm enjoying old age better because I have built systems, I have built relationships, and so I'm able to save time for holiday. I can just go away for like a month. I just came back from one. Just shut down for 1 month. 1 month. And heaven did not fall. The school was doing well. It was outside the country. So it's amazing what we're talking about. Systems will help you. And Kola will soon be talking about how you need to build such systems in a formidable way that your presence does not matter. People will be willing to do things for you, run around for you, because you have built a system of relationships that works. I have built such relationships and a kind of credibility. Let me give you one, and I will sit down. I'm building a house for the friend of my wife who lives in the United States. So a politician now encroached on the land. Took about almost 1/8 of the land. And that's significant. So they shifted the goalposts, the beacons. And so I looked around. I knew it was a politician. So do I have the name of his contractor? So I got the name of the contractor. I got the phone number of the contractor. So I called the contractor. And I was about to start to negotiate, believing that this might take like weeks for us to resolve, because we may have to go to court, or we may have to do this, or we may have to call an arbitrator. So I said, good morning, sir. My name is Abiodun Fijabi. You know what he said? I am grateful to God that I'm speaking to Abiodun Fijabi at this time of my life. I've never met you before, but I'm grateful to God that I'm speaking to you. I said, we have never met? I said, no. He said, just tell me, what do you want me to do? I said, there is a land in Ashero, and you have encroached. He said, don't talk. Go and take the pillar and take it to wherever you think it should be. Wherever you say it to be, that is the place it will be. And that was how we resolved it in 5 minutes. When you have built systems, relationships, you have learned to surround yourself with teams, and you have learned to deploy your time on essentials, automating, delegating where necessary, you can rest. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir. With that presentation, we've been able to know that if you have a right system in place, even your name can settle and solve situations for you within a trickle of an eye. And I also asked some people, and they said, yeah, maybe we are fighting and we are having issue. I said, you have seen me. Have you seen me? I'll go and call this in for you. Iku? No, I'm sorry. They will apologize. I'm sorry. Because of that person you've called. Is such a person also, is that name relevant to Omota and say, Immunogbality, don't know who I am. Don't know who I am. And they go and call that person they think want to fight for them. Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful and eyes-opening session with you. Very short and meaty. Very short and meaty. We've been able to understand some things. But I think some of so I saw that they're asking me if they can ask questions. I don't know if we still have question and answer. But for the fact that is leaving any moment from now, maybe we should just do the question and answer for that session before he leaves. 1 or 2, all right? Do we have questions to ask Daddy Fijabi before he takes his leave? Question. Question. Question for Daddy Fijabi before he takes his leaves. Okay, one. We have one there. Just 1 or 2. One want to ask, okay? Let's give to mommy first. 1, and we have 2, and that settles it.
Praise the Lord. Sir, I want to ask this question. I'm a business owner. I sell provision. And the work is becoming more difficult for me now. Pertaining to the age and the way the business is expanding. I've been looking for people to help me, apart from my children are there. But when you employ another person inside that business to help you, all they are looking for is the way to collect all your hard-earned money and go away with it. How can I engage people into that business? I will not harm me.
Thank you so very much. If you look at how much you have spent in terms of time, worry, anxiety, worrying and being anxious, it might be worthwhile for you to automate. Automation will help with the security, a security scanner at the entrance, automation in terms of every of the item in the place is marked, coded, and they have to bring it to a central place and scan it, and until it is scanned, it will not be able to go out of the gate. Now, that would be expensive, ma'am, but it will give you peace of mind. Now, if you're not able to do that, those children and those grandchildren love you, and they want to see you for a long time to come. And they want you to say, come to Canada, mommy. Come to US. Come to... You better sell it to somebody who will be able to buy and expound it, or if you have a son or a daughter that is more agile and that is able to deploy resources to expand it, let them do it. But Nigerians, we don't like selling businesses. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kí n ta. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ó máa ń ta o. When I started the biggest and the first internet service in Abeokuta here, and then telephones came, and people could now check their mails on their phone. Nobody will be coming to business center again. We closed shop and reduced our losses. I didn't say, as it was in the beginning, so it is, so will it ever be like without an army? I will continue. That business was no longer relevant. How many of you visited a cyber cafe in the last 1 month? To check your mails. Are they even using mails anymore when WhatsApp is there? You have everything here in your phone. So, ma'am, automate. If you delegate only, human beings will continue to break the system. Yeah. Except you have a son or a daughter who is willing to do that. Otherwise, Africa, she be 40 years ahead. Ẹ jẹ́ kárí yẹn, ẹ wá ẹni tí ó lè sanwó tó dáa fún yín, kẹ́ ẹ ta fún, kẹ́ ẹ wá máa rest. Nǹkan tẹ́ bá lè ṣe, tẹ́ máa lè monitor with only 1 or 2 people with you, then you can do that. Yes, ma'am.
That's the next person.
Thank you very much, sir. My own name is Jide Onobekun. You've talked about outsourcing, trying to delegate. My own question will come in that direction. What in a situation whereby you get the contract to either do something on a particular project and you are sourced out, and before you know it, both your client and the person you are sourced to is now taking the whole business and other business away from you. What do you do in that instances? What will you do? What will you come up with?
Doing this in a church, Abby. So, and I'm a Christian businessman. I am not a businessman who happens to be a Christian. I am a Christian businessman. I am a Christian before I became a businessman. So I pray before I choose somebody to collaborate with, somebody to delegate to, somebody to give a job. It will sound spiritual, but it's helpful to me. I have seen people who have skills, but they don't have integrity. And they would destroy whatever partnership you have. I'm a public speaker and trainer. And part of what I train about, I cannot do all the training, especially if it has to do with financials and so on. So I get people to collaborate with me. But when they are coming to my program, they do not distribute their business cards. It's part of our agreement. You do not talk about your own, because they are also trainers. You don't talk about your own training outfit. I am the Lord and Master here. It is my company. We will not talk about what you are doing. We will just say you are an expert in this area, expert in this area. Some of them will get to know you, maybe get to know you online and so on and so forth. If they go, I have and when you steal an idea, well, it will produce many more. So I don't care about people after able to safeguard it, but if they still steal it, I can always get another one. And then some of these same people invite me to their meetings too. And I make